attaqueur.
The problem is that you're bad at the game. Hey guys, welcome back to the Warriors Den. Damien is in the zone right now, playing the open test. And we're back with another show. Roman will be on with us shortly as well. So get hype. If you have any questions that you have in response to the things that we talk about, please put them in the chat in a respectful manner. And Alex will throw them up on our big screen over here so we can answer them. Damien has promised me anyone who insults him today will get insults back. Which I probably shouldn't have said because now you're probably all insulting him, which was actually my tactic all along.
I love you.
Damien, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
You're back.
I'm back from
How was your Gamescom plus vacation
and Gaspésie.
Oh, that's where you were?
I worked in Gaspésie.
I always assumed
Gaspésie is the sea part of
the sea.
of Quebec, and it's
Did you see Max while you were there?
It looks like a Omar.
Omar?
Yeah.
What? A puppet, you mean? What's an Omar? A hen?
No, the lobster hand. You know, it looks like a claw of a lobster.
Yes. Is the French word Omar?
And you wait.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the wire for a second.
And it's beautiful. It's mountains landing on the sea. It's
I would
beautiful.
love to go, but it's like an 8-hour
and you're living in the nature with animals, so you never sleep. So I'm super tired, but it was very nice.
Oh man! How long is the drive?
It's pretty long. It's like 3,000 kilometers to do the whole thing.
Is it true that Quebec is bigger than Europe?
I don't think it's bigger than Europe. It's much bigger than France,
Someone
but
said
not
that the
Europe.
other day. No?
No.
Roman says it's bullshit.
That's bullshit. And Gamescom was amazing.
It was.
Yeah, we met a lot of people. They were loved the breach.
Yeah. You got to show arcade mode all week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun show.
Press Lover Arcade. Yeah,
a nice meet-up with folks.
Yeah, it was really good.
Showed a cool video that you're not going to get to see because we've already shown it, but Andrew put together a cool video of our times there. So watch the show from 2 weeks ago if you want to see that.
Cool.
Last week. God, time is a weird vortex right now. I was at PAX this past weekend with Alex and a couple of our devs where we also showed the game on the PAX show floor. That was great. Thank you to everyone who came out, watched our stream from the booth, came to our meetup at Top Pot Donuts. I got to take people to my favorite donut place.
Yeah,
I
I
took
love
you
it.
and Roman last year. Yep.
Yeah.
Alex gave me shit about how good the donuts were, and I was very disappointed in her.
When I saw the picture, I was very disappointed to not be here.
Yeah, and I couldn't bring any back. Okay, so before we get into the news of the week, we have some current issues I want to run through because we had some maintenances this morning. So there's a lot to recap. So we had two kind of maintenances. So the first was to release what we call TU2, our second title update of the season for the live game. It's actually 1.27.0 in our speak. So if you want to see what was involved in that, it's on forhonorgame.com/patch notes for the full notes. That is live now on all platforms. The maintenance is completed. It did go a little longer than expected on PC due to some issues. And related to some issues, this particular update has caused an issue with ranked mode, your beloved baby boy ranked mode, where people would not receive a ranking update at the end of a match. So rather than leave that up.
So we removed the playlist just the time we fixed that.
Yeah, we've disabled ranked for now while the team is fixing it. We're hoping within today or tomorrow we can get that back up and running.
Yeah.
So in addition
sorry
to
about that.
Steam players looking to get into the open test, you can do so soon. If not now, Alex is going to check for me. Sorry, I almost burped as I said soon, so I'm going to soon. You can currently get on the open test in Uplay like Mr. Damien is doing right now. But it will also be on Steam. It's just that the way Steam is structured, they need to put it into a separate page and everything. It's as if you're uploading a separate game to Steam, so it's a little longer process. It's on. It's up now. Go to Steam and search for Honor Open Test. Cool. What else? Here's an interesting tidbit for you. If you are a Starter Edition owner, which many of you folks are coming over the last month or the last few months since we launched our Starter Edition. If you're a Starter Edition owner and you download the open test, we had to do some configuration wizardry to make it work. And that wizardry grants you the full game just for the weekend. So you will, if you play the live game instead of open test, which you shouldn't do, you should play open test. But on the live side, you will have the full game for the weekend because that's how we had to configure things. So once the open test is over, your starter edition will go back to the starter edition.
So unlock all the characters.
So it's like it's like a free weekend of the full game for you.
It's sort of like that, yes. But all of your purchases carry over, except if you were to unlock, for example, the Nobushi for 500 steel, which is in the standard edition. When we go back to starter edition, that will be locked again because, as you know, in the starter edition, unlocking heroes is 8,000 steel.
But
so it'll be
will
minus
go back,
the 500,
yeah.
exactly. So we're not taking anything away, but you should just be playing the open test anyway. It's awesome. What else? We're investigating an issue right now where people are reporting their season pass has gone missing in the live game. If it in fact has, do not fret. We will get it back to you. We think that's also a configuration thing, pointing to a wrong database or something like that. So yes, those are the current issues of the day. If you are playing the open test, which I highly recommend, it's open to everybody on PC, even if you don't own the game, Steam and Uplay. If you are, where was I going with this? Where was I going with? If you're playing the open test, blah. Well, anyway, I lost my thread there. But anyway, the game is
Live.
Sorry about that. The content that's in the open test, I'm just skipping ahead in my run of show, is there until September 10th. It is all 3 Breach maps, which we have shown as of the last couple weeks. Breach is available on PvP and PvAI. It's got all 22 warriors available to play.
So all the Wulin.
Yeah, including all 4 Wulin. Custom match is available for Duel and Breach, and now custom match is on dedicated servers, which is a nice change, and that will be the case for Season 8 as well, and going forward. The full perk system is there. The responsive dialogue system is in there. We'll talk about that shortly. The graphical enhancements to all the maps are in. The updated UI is in.
Menus, yeah.
Yeah, and the victory celebration screen, which was a nice little surprise for folks. If you haven't seen it, we'll show it in a bit.
I'm trying to advance in the match.
This is why Damien is playing the game in the middle of the
to show it to you.
So get in on that. Also, everyone who participates in the open test will get 2,000 steel in the live game on the 13th.
Yeah.
So, that said, I have to do my little sales job just for a second. You can pre-order Marching Fire right now if you are interested. It gets you, it's $29.99 US or Euro. And check your local currency if you're not in one of those regions. You can go to forhonorgame.com/preorder, and that will, you can choose from the drop down.
You can do it directly from the game as well.
You can do it directly from the game. You can do it from the open test.
Yeah.
We got you covered. So buying Marching Fire gets you arcade mode. It gets you all 4 of the Wulin with 2 weeks access to them before anyone else can get them, starting on October 16th. It also, with the pre-order, you get exclusive elite outfits for the Wulin. So that is available now. And because I've gotten a lot of questions related to that and related to Season Pass, I wanted to clarify some things on that. So when the game launched in 2017 in February, so basically at the beginning of 2017.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, it was a beautiful Valentine's Day that I missed with my wife. It came with a Season Pass available, and that Season Pass was for all the DLC we released in 2017. That's the 6 DLC heroes, the Centurion, the Shinobi, Gladiator, Highlander, Shaman, and Aramusha. And a bunch of other stuff like 30 Days Champion
there was
status,
an effect, and there
emblems,
was some
whole bunch.
edit outfits and things like that.
So that was the 2017 Season Pass. We are going to be renaming it soon, so it's much clearer for folks, because I think a lot of people have thought if they get the season pass, that will grant them Marching Fire, and that is not the case. Marching Fire is an expansion. It's a separate purchase, and it's not part of the season pass. So I just want to make that clear because I keep getting asked the question.
Yeah.
And it's Marching Fire itself is also not a season pass. It's just a standalone purchase. So don't think of it as a new season pass. It's the Marching
Because
Fire.
everything is released at the 16.
Yes.
So it's not something that will be released throughout the whole year.
Yes, so please help me spread that word because I keep seeing a lot of confusion. I don't blame you. It's the way some of the text is written. We need to make it more clear, so we're going to be doing that on our store pages quite soon. So that's that. Feel free to ask questions if you have any, and I'll get to them when we can. And now, I think I've covered the boring stuff. We've got something cool.
What do we have?
Let me first see if we want to answer some questions.
Maybe you wait for Roman to
Well, Roman has actually helped pick some of them out, I think. So
Okay.
No, that's a lie. Okay, Damien.
I'm not doing any work.
He's not doing any work.
Roman
he
is
says.
not helping.
He's just relaxing behind the camera. Damien,
Yes.
Flyboy7. Hey, if I unlock a hero in the open test that I don't own in the main game, will the progression and stats be carried over
No.
when they revert to the locked state? No, they will
Everything
not.
you do in the open test stays in the open test.
It's an island.
It's a separate silo. Yeah.
Silo.
Silo.
Good question though, Slyboy.
Yeah. And you can spend all the steel you want to do in the open test. You will have that steel back in the live. So if you want to do some experience with the perks or something like that, you want to try out some a different gear, you can do it because it's a separate thing.
Yeah. Gamer Freak 777 asks a bit of a frightening question. I don't know why he's asking. I already pre-ordered Marching Fire a week ago. It's still legit, right? Yes, absolutely. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but yes, it is still legit. I'm sure you can probably check the purchase status wherever you bought it. It should still say it's pre-ordered. So whatever retailer, I assume you used Uplay or something like that, just log in and check, but yes. Okay, and Artie Tank asks, are the original heroes getting beautiful faces or face-revealing helmets like the Wulin? I think that's a cool idea.
That's a cool idea, and that's something we won't answer now.
But it's a good question, Artie.
It's a good
Tank.
question.
Okay, so we have our new monthly roadmap to share. Every month we show a roadmap of what's coming to the game to give you more of an idea and more transparency on what's ahead.
Michael showed it to me yesterday saying, do you have any feedback? And I was like, are you releasing it when? Tomorrow? So no, I don't have any feedback. I'm not sure you want me to have any feedback.
My feedback wouldn't matter if I gave it.
Yeah.
So let's roll it. This is for September 6th through the 28th. Here we go. So Damien.
Look at that.
Look at that.
So
We're still part of Season 7, Storm and Fury, because we're in September.
yeah.
Marching Fire
So
open
there's
test
the
is
open
right now,
test
as
on
we mentioned.
PC, only.
Yes.
Then we have our new weekly content.
Yes, and we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah.
We also have a new weekly thing we're going to get to in a sec, which is not on here, but will
True.
be going forward, I think, new roadmaps. Next week is also a weekly content week. Nothing big and crazy next week. But then, oh, that's a lie because the 14th is next week. On the 14th, a ranked duel tournament and a ranked Vanquisher
back.
challenge are
Yeah.
back, along with XP Fest.
The long-awaited XP Fest.
Yes, and XP Fest runs from September 14th to September 17th. So for new players, Damien, maybe give a little bit of a, what is XP Fest good for? Why do we do this?
It's a great moment in the game. You can progress with your hero faster. You're getting more XP from each match you play. I think it's the double. You're getting more XP from any source. So it could be match, it could be XP boost, it could be champion status as well. So everything works.
Yep.
And it's a great time when you can boost your heroes or play new heroes, consume your XP boost and things
Cool.
like that. It's something that is requested a lot. People want us to do it every week.
It's a real
we try
festival
to do
environment.
it pretty often.
Okay, go back to the roadmap, please. Oh, and then after that, Carousel of Death returns.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Also, I think this is the one people love the most.
It's the one I love the most, that's for sure.
On the event game modes we do. So it's also to celebrate the end of the season with that.
So that'll be a full week of Carousel of Death starting on September 20th.
There is a question I have, but we might not have the answer.
Oh, great.
Do you know, because I can see that we are doing rank duel tournament. Again, do we do with rank matches or not? Because I think for the first time we did it without rank matches last weekend, but I don't know what were the results. So we don't know yet, but we'll tell you in the future.
You're saying we will do tournaments, you just don't know if it'll be ranked.
With ranked matches or not.
Right.
With dual ranked.
The un-tournament version, the non-tournament version. Gotcha. Special Slayer challenge that accompanies the Carousel of Death. And then we get back to another ranked duel tournament 2 weeks after that, as is the plan. So cool. That's September. The calm before the storm, that is Marching Fire in October.
Yeah.
A couple good questions. DX Super Dragon asks, no test server for PS4 or Xbox?
Yeah. What can I... Thank you, Eric. What can I say? It's something to be totally transparent, we wanted to do, but in the time frame we had, and the flexibility we needed to do updates or to react on what we see, like breach balancing, for example, we couldn't put it off.
Right.
So
we needed to do this test when we're doing it.
Yeah.
Because we actually need this test to happen before it's too late.
Before it's too late, so we couldn't delay it, so we had to do it now. It's only on PC because it's more flexible for us if we need to patch. It's also faster for us. It was also easier for us to, because one of the last thing you do when you ship something is performance, it's optimization. So when you do optimization on each platform, it's separate tasks. So we could focus only on PC, optimize only for PC. So it's a pure production decision. We would have loved to have as many people as we could joining the open test. Right now it was only feasible on PC. Yes.
But it is open to you if you have a PC that's passable and you can get into it.
You don't need. So if you have a PC, the game is pretty well optimized, so you could play it on also older PCs. So maybe it's an opportunity for you to test a breach.
Cool. And Squeegs asks, if I ask a dumb question, will you answer it? And my answer is yes, but that's your one dumb question, and I'm not going to answer any more of your questions.
That's harsh.
Just for him. Other people, I'll answer dumb questions, but Squeegs...
I would answer it.
He shot his shot. Okay, so this is a new thing we're doing, and this kind of goes back to the conversation we had in July when we did our summer sale. We talked about our desire to put items on a rotation on sale in the store.
So the original idea was to remove those items and then to put them back on sale.
Yes. We scrapped the removal part.
We had a lot of feedbacks on that. We decided to not do the removal part, but many people suggested us to, hey, you should still do the sale.
Stop playing the game.
We had to. It's
important that you connect with your audience.
We had to redevelop part of the system to make that doable without removing the items.
Yes.
So the text is still saying limited availability. So the text is not updated. We couldn't update it. But
that's good to know.
Now we can trigger some sales only for a week on some items.
Cool.
And the first time we're doing it, it's now.
It's now. So our very first sale of the week, I was calling it that because we call the other thing content of the week. That's not branding. I just wrote that down. Sale of the week for this week from September 6th to 13th is Executions. Specifically, I'll read off the names of them because we don't have the full list there, but you see a few of them. So specifically, Slashing Wind, really get in there, good form, A Moment of Silence, Precision Cut, hands-on approach, eat dirt, overkill, no look kill, no escape, give us a smile, pinch hitter, timber, traditional Viking salute, get to the choppa. I want to hear Roman say that. The Viking's elbow, how dare you, and pathetic. All of those are on sale for a week. They are 4,000 steel each. They used to be 7,000. They will go back to 7,000 next week. So we'll see how it goes. If this is something people
we said
like
let's start that with the items people love the most, executions.
Cool.
So we'll see. What do you think about it?
So for our viewers that did contact us about their season pass issues, it was an Xbox One only problem? No? No. But it has been fixed on Xbox One. Okay, so we're going to get to the other platforms soon after, but if you were an Xbox One and you had the season pass, you found that your season pass was missing, it should now be back. Maybe give the game a restart if you're still in it. Thank you, Alex. Okay, our other weekly thing is Content of the Week, and this week's Content of the Week is pretty dope. It's new Mythic outfits.
So, and this is also a thing that is important. It's not because we're doing a sale that we're not releasing new weekly content. So
that's true.
Those are two separate things.
That's true. These are 15,000 steel each, and Maximum has made a video for you, so let's check it out. Then we'll be back with Roman.
It's so hard.
So it's the poop effect?
No, it's the mushroom effect.
Champignon.
So, you know, we had this crazy idea a very long time ago to do an effect with crystals getting out of your body.
Sure.
And
We've all been there.
And people loved it. So next step was to do mushrooms.
What does this say about our art team?
So now we have mushroom growing out of your body. We did the flowers, we did the crystals. Soon is autumn? Autumn? Autumn?
Autumn.
Fall?
Autumn, yes.
Anyway, so it made a lot of sense to some of us.
So
you know that Luke is really mad at you.
Yeah, I know, but if the thing was...
He's watching currently.
Luke is watching and throwing things at his screen right now.
Because you're playing while on camera, and we can't hear you playing,
click, click,
and he's
clack,
really
clack.
mad. He's been texting me, he's been saying it to Alex.
The king is almost dead.
Everyone give a shout out to Luke on Twitter.
Yeah.
He is going to be back here in a couple weeks, I hope. So just give him a quick shout out. Say, hey, Luke, hope you're doing well. Damien,
I'm listening. I'm trying to do everything I can.
Here's the truth of what Damien is doing. We want to show you the victory screen, which is a new thing we've added to the game in Marching Fire. And to do that, We don't have a video of it. He needs to win a match.
I need to play a full breach match during the Warriors Den.
Actually,
with bots.
Right.
And I'm on the attacker side.
So this is the reason he's playing, but I do agree.
Yeah, he's that dedicated.
It's very distracting. But while he does that, Roman, how about we talk?
Roman, Damien.
Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
So if you want to tell us what, it's easy. There is one guy that has the same haircut as you. It's Roman.
Damien's sitting there.
I'm like that since 10 years ago. It hasn't moved since then.
I was saying the same. It's not moving. Every day in front of the mirror, I was like, no problem, look.
Yep.
It's not moving.
It's the same as yesterday, right?
Acceptance is a hard thing.
No problem.
He'll get there. Okay, so why don't we talk while he finishes this up, because he can pause it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the responsive dialogue system, which is one of the last features we haven't gotten to talk about on the show, which players will now get to experience in the open test and is coming in Marching Fire.
So with Marching Fire, as we already said, we're changing the way character speak in the game during gameplay. So basically what we want is we want to make them more real into the universe, make them real character, more flesh out, and more importantly, we want to make them react to more stuff and react more to what's happening around them. Whether you're engaging, if you're playing a knight, whether you're engaging a samurai or a Viking, or if you're executing somebody, or if you're ledging someone, or if the guy you're facing is running away, all those kind of things. That's the elements we want the characters in For Honor to react, and we want them to react to it based on their background. And we want the player to feel that, yeah, the Islander doesn't really like you when you run away from him, and he's gonna mock you. And he doesn't really like you if you're standing on the ground because apparently you're dead, and he's kicking you up and go back to fight.
Yeah.
And he's gonna address that in a different way. That the warlord, that is a natural leader, and that wants you to get back up and go to battle and be happy to go and die again, maybe. And so all of those elements are things that we want to add in the game in order to make the characters even better. So that's the reason we change and we create the new system. And so the goal with the open test was to, hey, in open test, you know what? Let's test. So we wanted to test that and see how it behaves at a larger scale than just in the team.
Right.
And so, well, that's the reason why it's in the open test. It's, again, to collect feedback, address the bugs, address lines that are not working quite as we want, and continue to implement with that. Then, in order to do that, we had to recast some of the characters. Some of the characters stayed the same. Other characters, the way we wanted them in the game, we had to change the actor. So that's why some guys changed, and that's part of that new system.
So one of the interesting things I found, because I was talking to the audio and narrative teams about the system, and they sort of described as to the, like, why are we doing this? What's the benefit? It's like, we have amazing sound effects and audio design in the game. We have amazing visuals and all that. And it felt like this was kind of a component that, I don't want to say it was lacking, but it was definitely an area where we could
basically
boost things up.
In multiplayer, the only moments where your character was talking was special moves, and usually it was in native, and those haven't changed.
Right.
We still have the same. In some really specific case, like the Islander, we re-recorded them because the voice actor is really different. Yes. But for most of the character, even when we changed the voice actor, we did not change those, because first there are gameplay feedback, but also because the voice were closed, so it was working well, and with some feats, like mostly attack feats like catapult, etc. So basically, each character had like 12 lines.
Right. It was
That's
very.
how many lines we had for. No, they have more than 100. And it's a system that we will continue to.
Well, that's the cool. Yeah, more than 100, but also just such a cool runway of where we can go with it too.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, really the goal is to cover as many different cases as we can in order to improve the characters, but also help improve some elements of feedback in the fight. Like for example, if you are using a mythic that is gonna heal your friend, know your character is gonna say something like "Come heal with me, fighters," or these kind of things. There is many different cases like that that we also not only improve immersion on the immersion side, but also we wanted to improve on the feedback side. Then yes, there are bugs. Yes, there are lines or emotes that we change that are not working well. And there is already a lot of stuff. So just for the information, our narrative team and audio team is reading your feedback. Even if you're harsh or whatever, they are reading the feedback, and we are acting on the ones that we feel will improve the experience on what we're doing. So some stuff are already fixed because we also notice them, but because of the time it takes to create a build, some of the stuff are outdated in the game. Other stuff, we did not react as strongly to them, and we were like, oh, okay, maybe that's true, and so we're gonna act on those. Other stuff like casting, no, we're pretty good with the actors that we've chosen, and that's the voice of the characters now.
Yeah, and the main thing that we obviously do want feedback, but we want you, now that the open test is live, is to play it yourself, experience it in the context of the game, spend time with it, and let us know how you feel. Because I get community reaction. I understand it because I'm a player as well.
Exactly, and
But
it's normal
experience it
after
in
a
your
year
own
and a
context.
half.
And it's a change.
You change
For sure.
half of the casting in terms of voice. Of course, you're gonna react to that. Of course, you're gonna, what the did just happen to my character? And that's normal. No problem with that.
Yeah.
And you can be really pissed about it. I completely get it.
Yeah.
It's normal reaction. But I deeply feel and think that the system is much better and that it will make much better character and fighters in the game. No, when a match starts, you get a flavor text from your character. Every time you respawn, you have something on that. Like for example, in duel, based on whether you lost or win the last round. When you engage your opponent, based on who's your opponent, what type of backstory you have your character with either that opponent or that faction, you get different line. You get tones if your opponent is trying to avoid the fight and is waiting too much. You also get tones if you block a lot of.
I think there's a lot of there's a lot of opportunity, like you said, where it could go. And this is not a thing that I know. This is just me as a player suggesting. Like, for example, you could see playing with the idea. The community loves the idea of the Warden and the Nobushi being an item. Like they love each other. You could see that, like peppering lines where if they're facing off against each other, maybe they say something like.
And like any system that we create on For Honor, it's a system that is here for the long term and that is going to evolve.
Yeah.
And we've created that first step and we've added tons of new lines. And before launching Marching Fire, we're going to refine that system and pick the one that we want to stick with, remove some or replace other with older lines when the older lines were working better. And then as we will progress forward in the future, we'll continue to improve the system. A concern that I've read a lot also, it's around the overwhelming elements and spamming and what happened if there is four characters around me and is constant stuff. We have tons of rules in order to prioritize the feedback, in order to not have too many playing at the same time or too often, etc. There might be currently some bugs. And that's one of the reasons of the open test, is to spot those. And here when I'm spamming this one, it's constantly saying it, or etc. And our goal is to continue to track them and fix those. So it should not be overwhelming, and it should not be spammy.
But that's a great example of the type of thing we want to hear about.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And that's one of the reasons we need an open test, because there is tons of different behavior that players have that we don't necessarily see internally, even when we're making a focus test. So why Yuzuk Zebs?
Yuzuk Zebs.
Yuzuk Zebs. why are they speaking in English? So why not their native language? So that was a big discussion between myself and the narrative team. It's what language should the characters speak? Mm-hmm. So if you remember, in the campaign, anybody of your faction usually speak in your language. So if you're playing in English without accents, and anybody from opposite faction speaks in native, or when they need to address you, when we want the player to understand what they are saying, they speak in English with an accent. The issue that we had in terms of the PvP elements is that in PvP, teams are mixed match. So yeah, I'm playing a samurai. No, I'm never doing that. I'm playing, for the moment, I like the Aramusha actually. So let's say I'm playing Aramusha and Damien is playing his Kensei as usual. It's okay, I hear your character, but you're playing your fucking Vikings. And I don't get that, etc. So there was a lot of those discussions. Also, that was meaning recording all those lines multiple times in your language and all in the native language, etc. And that was also meaning that you would miss a lot of the information. So, okay, you miss the flavor text, but you also miss a lot of the gameplay feedback associated to it. So we had a lot of back and forth on what would be the best solution, and eventually we settled on, okay, most of the time they are all gonna speak in English with an accent that is gonna reflect their faction. Hey, I'm French faction. I have a French accent indeed. Isn't that right? Yes?
Oui, oui.
So the goal is not to be necessarily that archetypal, hein, Damien? But the goal is to have enough accents so you get the faction and the personality of the character. So one of the reasons, for example, we changed the Islander is the Islander, yes, he's a Viking, but he's a Scottish Viking. And
which was feedback we got immediately.
And we wanted to give him that Scottish accent that the previous actor didn't add. And so that's one of the reasons, for example, we changed it.
Yeah, I got a few of those interesting, it's not important, but interesting fun facts about some of this stuff. So, Samurai.
So to finish on that, that's the goal. It's we settle on most of the time they're going to speak in English or French or Japanese based on
your language.
What language you're playing the game. And we keep the native as flavor text and also as feedback of the special moves. All the special moves that used to have lines in Latin or Japanese or Icelandic, they stay the same, and then they have some lines, specific lines in their language.
So what I was going to jump in and say that I thought was interesting, because I know people want to know, like, why would you change the actors? So for the samurai, for example, the samurai that we hired originally were all Japanese actors, like from Japan. So they don't speak English.
It depends. Actually, it's not completely true. We had two different set of actors for the samurai. We had Japanese actors that were giving all the native lines in the campaign. And then we had non-Japanese at all actors that were doing your character when you were playing them. Yeah. And so that's something also that we change. And like, for example, the best example today is the Wulin. It's when you're playing a samurai or a Wulin character. No, the voice actor is from an Asian origin in order to also get the tone right.
Yeah.
In the same way that our Vikings are actually Icelandic.
The Wulin actors are Chinese actors.
Yeah. They're Canadians of Chinese descent.
Yeah, Canadians.
And in fact, we're trying to see if we can get one of them on the show because we hear that very engaging.
And also that was one of the constraints that we have. It's because it's a system also that we want to grow and on which we want to be also reactive. We had also to have actors that are
available on the long term.
Yeah. Exactly, to access, more accessible, where we can pick up easily or add new elements in the game, etc. And that's one of the reasons also sometimes we change an actor.
Because the cast of the original cast was like 2015, 2016, so it's a very long time.
Interesting fun fact, Conqueror.
Same guy.
Sounds a bit different. Same exact actor.
It's the same guy. And actually, it's one of our mock-up artists. It's one of our stunt guy that is also doing the mock-up of the Conqueror.
That's right.
And he's crazy. Like, he's really crazy. And he's also a voice actor.
Yeah.
And he's the same guy doing the Conqueror. Just bit different direction, because we wanted the Conqueror in multiplayer to be a bit more crazy. The backstory of the Conqueror, if you read it, it's Conqueror are convicts. They used to be convicts, they used to be prisoners, etc. And they are given the chance to go and fight on the battle. And at some point, they earn their freedom through battle. And those are the Conqueror. And we wanted to have that more bestial element, like, yeah, he used to come from the gutter, and he used to fight in the street and to be etc. We wanted to add that feeling of more bestial type of character, and so that's why, of course, without going into a Viking crazy stuff, etc. It's still knight, but that's why we wanted a rougher character, for a rougher performance for the Conqueror, but we kept the same guy.
And then one other fun fact I found out, the female raider is played by the same person that played her before, which in fact, because I know that you all showed your love for Stefan Karl, it's the wife of Stefan Karl, who's also a voice actor, so she returns as the female raider, so give her some love in the game. Okay, I think that's all. Again, try it out for yourself, give us feedback. It's in the open test, in context. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. And I think Damien has finally gotten us to the end of his match.
Yeah, but I reached the timeout, so it's not me in the.
So sorry, Luc. Damien will have to play it all over again
for another half hour.
No, but we can see it.
Yes, Alex, he will.
I think if we can switch, if I press B, so I lost.
What happens.
And
there
look, they won. All
this
bots.
This is a new thing we've added. It just happens to be the other team, not Damien's team. You can emote on that screen. That's pretty cool. We've had a lot of requests for that for a long time.
You can't emote on the screen. It's a new customization element that will come with Marching Fire, that are called signatures.
Oh, we don't call it an emote. Sorry.
They are called signatures because they are not the same thing.
Right.
And you will be able to unlock those and have different ones.
And you have one by default.
You have one, and the one by default is the one in the open test.
I was excited by that because we had that request for quite a while, so I'm happy that it's in. And you could test it out yourself right now. Cool. So we are going to go to Community Corner. Feel free to keep asking questions. I think you guys will stick around for a few more minutes. So feel free to ask questions in the chat, and we will.
Also, there is something.
There's always
for me
something else.
Yeah, there is always something else. So we had a lot of feedback already on the voices, and we'll get more with people that will now start playing the open test. We really need to have feedbacks on perks, please. Play with perks, test the different ones. Do you think it's easy to equip different perks? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Do you think the gameplay effects are the good ones, etc.? Because
it's very important.
It's very important for us. It's the first big scale test we do on perks. We're changing the whole progression system with this one, so it's a huge change. So yes, go on the PTS Reddit or forums and tell us what you think about it.
So when someone logs into open test, does it reflect what will happen on day one with Marching Fire in terms of how we transfer them from gear stats?
And that's a very good point also. So what happens with your account and with your gear that you own in the open test, how it transfers from stats to perks, is also what will happen in October. So it's also a good way for you to see how it works and if it's good or not. So I'd like also to have feedback on that. What we call the transition plan. It's on in the open test. So it's also a way for us to test the transition plan if it works technically, but also if it works design-wise. Also, Breach. So people will play Breach. Tell us what you think regarding the balancing between attacking and defending teams.
Stop him. He's gonna go.
No. I'm almost done. And what is key for us when you speak about balancing is you tell us on which map also. Because balancing could differ on the different maps.
And also,
always speak about the map.
We've changed a lot of the balancing numbers since our tech test in July. So head to reddit.com/r/forhonorpts. I just posted the notes for Breach, and I highlighted the changes so you can see what all the different values are.
And it's just also to make sure it's not the final balancing.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing also, we're trying to figure out the limits of the balancing, and then to adjust in between.
Yep.
So previously it used to be really defender oriented. Now I think it's a bit more toward the attackers, and that's something we want to see. Is it enough or not?
Cool.
And then adapt, starting from there.
It's also very different from what people play at Gamescom. Very different balancing as well. So
yeah, because Gamescom balancing was
E3 balancing. E3 balancing updated. That was different from the tech test anyway. So yeah.
Cool. All right, let's head to Community Corner. Whenever you like. It's where we show clips.
Feedback on the heroes.
Okay. What was that, Damien?
Wait, the last point.
verbal diarrhea. Or like I like to call him, it's the verbal Kalashnikov, and he's just spray painting words. He can't stop. So Community corner.
The two other willing heroes, first time people can play those.
Yes.
Also give us feedback on those, and we've updated also the two other ones based on the last tech test. So also give us feedback on those.
Got it.
Please. Thank you.
Okay, first clip is from Moose Mantop. Probably my most anime-ish deflect ever. Let's check it.
That's very
nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Were you that Kensei on the other side?
No. No. I wouldn't have been deflect like that. Okay. To be honest.
So there's a question from I am Dr. Gonzo.
Good name.
Really? At For Honor game, will the Woolen faction be a faction available to join come marching fire? Not yet. So no, on October 16, the faction war will still be knights against Vikings, against samurai.
Maybe, we don't know.
The Woolen are just entering the world, right?
They are just joining the fight.
Cool. We've got a great video here. This is our only long one of this show. It's 3 minutes from Taibu. For Honor is art.
beautiful, right?
It's so pretty.
But wait to see the same maps with the visual updates.
Oh yeah,
Martin
that person
Fire.
should redo that video.
Yeah.
With the new updates.
Everybody should redo all their videos.
Yes, every video you've done for the last 18 months,
Please redo them.
do it over.
And Eric's gonna show all of those.
We'll do a special Warriors Den.
An all-night 24 hours
long
Warriors Den. So Lyrium
yes.
Meter. That's right?
Lyrium Eater. Yeah, I don't know
Lyrium Eater.
what lyrium is. It's probably a
At For Honor Games. So when a knight player plays with Shaman, will opponent's character talks with Shaman like she supports the knights? No, we only react on the character you're playing, not the faction of the player. So they will talk to the Shaman as she's a Shaman.
Okay. I saw one. It's not up here, but from Grim Shimmy, he was asking, will the Wulin have their own faction cosmetics?
Yes.
Oh,
Like each faction.
there you go.
Yeah, Wulin, except
in their progression, they have exclusive Wulin items, customization.
for the moment, except
and
for
other that are shared.
the faction war.
Right.
Other than that, Wulin are a faction.
Yeah.
You will see they have their own
Hero-wise,
emblem.
yeah.
Hero-wise,
Hero-wise,
they have their own
they are
They have elements that are specific
Identified
to
as a
them,
faction.
etc.
Cool.
But just not yet on the faction war.
Another one, I didn't get the name actually, but the question was if we will ever add additional loadout slots.
It's something the team looked into a few months ago. We couldn't do it at that time for performance reasons. That's what we're discussing, same issue as increasing inventory size. It's still something that is on their task list that the team want to do. For the moment, we haven't found the right way to do it. Hopefully, we can do it in the future, but for the moment, we haven't found the solution.
Okay. Okay, let's go to our next video from Corey Lotto. Another great 80s track. You missed it last week. There was a great 80s. He says, sex is good, but have you ever deflected as a berserker?
I
Duran,
like the
Duran.
close-up at the end.
Duran. Reflex. Okay, that one real guy. Assassin's Creed players saved my ass from a gank. They just appear like magic. Yeah? So, okay, let's go to the next video. Mumbling in the back. All right, from Mother Lover, it's for honor, but I threw it on the ground. And I use this because I love The Lonely Island.
I threw it on the ground. You must think I'm a joke. I ain't gonna be part of your system. Man, I took it and threw it on the ground. I threw it on the ground. What, you think I'm stupid? I'm not a part of your system. So many things to throw on the ground. Like this and this and that and even this. I'm an adult. The moral of this story is you can't trust the system. Man. And they take.
You can't trust the system.
No, you can't.
Did you want to grab any of these questions?
Um,
Will we, from Lyndon 1994,
Yeah.
will we ever be able to reacquire exclusive event weapons and armor sets again, such as the all-black armor set?
For the moment, no. We already answered that we want them to be exclusive to the event time, so to really create an incentive to go and play the event.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it will change in the future, but for the moment, we don't plan to bring them back.
Okay. Stefan talked about this last week, but General Anubis asks, what is the status of the data collection regarding the Valk rework?
Most of us Valk mains are still very unhappy. Well, we haven't finished because season is still running and it's still moving. Early numbers show that she's pretty fucking strong, like much stronger than what we anticipated. So if you're not happy, I don't know. But she looks really strong. Other character that doesn't look that strong and might be an issue, but Valk is really, currently she's really strong, and it's not at noob level, blah. No, it's at really super high level, and with people that have a really high MMR, she's really strong. At mid level also, she's really strong. A chain of light attack and sweep and so on is really devastating. So at the moment, she looked good. Now again, we haven't finished not only looking at the data, but also debriefing feedback and looking at specific chains of move, or is she playing too much in a specific way and not enough using other kit, etc. So that's why too early to say. But so far, in terms of pure data, because that was the question,
it's strong.
She looks strong.
Cool. Next video from Dead Orbit 55. Probably one of the best accidental kills I've gotten in this game. This guy's laugh kills me.
خلى علي موضوع عندي ريفن.
عادي والله كنت راح كثير بس انا كبرت معي الا اشيل ار2.
في واحد جاي كومبي بنط عليه دقيقة بس اخذ العلم.
المشكلة احنا الزر.
وباص النقطة الخارقة.
It's a good laugh. It's a good wheezy laugh. Yes, you got one.
Glitch Hunter 33, considering that all characters get new content at the same time, that means that older heroes will always have more stuff than new heroes. Any plans to address that? It's a very good question. In fact, it's a question we already answered for the Season Pass heroes. And it's not something we can address, sadly. For pure production reasons, we can't catch up 2 years of production time each time we introduce new heroes. So they start at the same level as of content as the other ones. We try to catch up for weapons, for armory, and for also all the content linked to progression, so outfits, things like that. But we can't catch up on everything.
Okay. From John Awesome 12. This is a great catchphrase. When gushing, start rushing.
Victory!
See, we can answer that.
We can answer that. Go ahead.
Dasmut, at For Honor Games, will you be able to choose defender or attacker in breach mode?
So you can, of course, in custom match, like any other game mode, you choose your side. In matchmaking, the idea is that we have two systems in place. One that is that we call the team swapping. That works when you rematch. Automatically, it switches you the team. So if you play the attacker, you rematch against same players, you will go and play defender. And this, we have another system in the matchmaking where the matchmaking look at what you've played before and try to put you in the other team. Tries, because it's not a parameter of matchmaking. We don't want to make matchmaking longer because of that. But when it can, it knows what you played before and tries to put you in the other team.
Cool.
So in matchmaking, you
Just
don't have the
like-
choice. You can say, I want to always play defender, or I want to always play
No,
attacker.
you don't
But
have
we
the
try
choice. Yeah.
to, as much as possible, make you play
Both
attacker
sides. Yeah.
and defender 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Next video from you fuck kakar. I don't know. All calculated.
Oo sağ olsun.
Oğlum
Hayır stamin
staminam yok ki.
Stamin. Niye vurdun ki? Kaçmaya çalışma onun şeyi var. Teleport var. Bak o işte. Oo!
There's nothing I fear, and I know that my heart will go on.
There's
Yeah.
a law. There's a law in Quebec that you have to play Celine Dion on every live stream. So that's just us doing our part. I was corrected. The username was you fuck a car. So great, great, good stuff. Did you want to say something, Damien?
Death the Conqueror. For no games will the gender for the remaining roster ever be unlocked, meaning all heroes will have both male and female options, and the answer is no.
Yeah, it's not like something is locked. It's like some character were meant to be
Right.
only one gender, and other character were meant to be both gender.
Cool. From something clever 69666. I don't main Shinobi. Did I do good? This is a pretty good one.
You captured Zone B.
Pretty nice.
was
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
This
Luke is asking something.
Luke is? Ah! Jeez. Don't have him kill me on screen, Luke. I got a question.
Actually, it was for Damien, but you were close.
Oh, wow. Even worse. Even worse. Almost Kicking asks, Hope stole a beer from me in Cologne. When is he going to pay up? A, I don't drink beer. B, if you're at our meetup, we paid for the beer.
So double liar.
Yeah. Get it straight. All right, this is our last one. This one's actually a GIF, but I couldn't resist because I'd never seen this, actually. And I saw a lot of the comments where people being like, I have 1,000 hours in this game and I've never seen this happen. So I figured I would share it. It is from user Spaghetti Anus.
Nice.
Spaghetti Anus. Today I learned you can tie a Dominion match. So let's check this out. I didn't realize you could tie a match. And I think you're... Oh, I thought your thing was
Okay.
broken.
They all died.
They
at the
all
same time.
died at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's an aerostorm or a catapult or what.
This happens.
But I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's an edge case.
It's rare.
But it works.
But yeah. Cool. Okay. Lumorenol. Lumorenol? I don't know. Attention, Roman. Will you put the rumors to rest regarding the Marching Fire update containing the option to remove character helmets and masks? In other words, come October, will we see a helmetless, maskless Kensei?
So in Marching Fire, you won't be able to decide to remove helmet or mask. But as it has been spoiled earlier in some other Warriors Den we've made.
There might be new things.
There might be new things for some characters.
It's a very good answer.
Yes.
So no, I don't put the rumor to rest, sorry.
Yeah, keep the rumors going.
Only part of it.
But there's no option. There's no like toggle on and off on.
That for sure.
Warriors Den is the place to know.
That's true. Keep it tuned here for the weeks ahead. Maybe you'll see.
But
what
not
we're
for the
talking
Kensei.
about. No?
No, this one I can spoil it because I don't like Damien, so sorry, Kensei guy.
But else for the Kensei.
Oh.
Just saying.
Wow. Okay, so that is our show for today. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Thank you for tuning in. Check out the open test right now. It is available on Steam and Uplay. Check out all the new stuff coming in Marching Fire. It's all available for free at your fingertips. And let us know what you think of all of it. Perks especially.
Perks especially.
The new heroes especially. Breach balance especially. There's a lot. So check it out and let us know. And we will be back next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you guys.
For honor, baby!
Hell yeah!